Alright, hello, welcome to game 3 of the quarterfinals. So looking at this board, two things crossed my mind. The first one was that, okay, there's cities. You can maybe get cities to activate. You just want to draw from it, so you just need to empty one pile, which presumably would be the city itself, and there's buy-in, horse traders, and charm. Charm looks nice because you can gain something like city artificer, city haggler. I have 2-5 here, which I think was nice. The second thing that went through my mind is, okay, is some kind of money thing good here? Perhaps with conquest, with haggler. There's a bit of help in settlers as well to pick up the odd copper. But I thought at the beginning here, no, there's no way the money thing will win against the cities. Smugglers is also an issue here, right? You have to think about it uh, somewhat carefully. And you'll see what I mean as we go further into this match. So I do open with the haggler looking to go after the city thing, and I will pair it with a settlers, which seems very nice. So my opponent opens with smugglers and silver. So that signals to me, okay, he wants to also play this city thing and wants to smuggle my cities as I gain them, because I did have a better start than him here, I believe. I buy a smugglers, he smuggles that, so that's good. It means I get this city here and my opponent does not. And I take an oasis with it. Oasis is good here. Settlers with oasis is a pretty nice thing to have. So I have my smugglers in hand here, hoping to gain something nice from my opponent. They take out charm, and not only that, but I draw my haggler, which is bad. So I could play either of these. I choose to play the haggler instead. The smugglers, it doesn't really matter. I do decide to get the charm here. I thought that I would be able to gain with the charm, but that was too early for gaining. I use it mostly as a silver for most of this game. And I take an oasis with it. I take a second smugglers here because I do not want to fall behind in the smuggling antics. My opponent takes a third, and buys another silver. So 3 here could be an oasis, but I decided to take a third smugglers because I was very worried about falling behind in the smugglers thing, right? I didn't want him to, smuggle a couple cities and then I wouldn't be able to smuggle any of these cities and give him a lead in these cities like that. So that is why I ended up going for the third smugglers here. Might be a bit too much, but yeah, we both have 3 of them here now. So 3 for my opponent, no smugglers. No smugglers, could be settlers, could be oasis, could be silver, I don't know. But he has the charm, so I assume he'll get a 5 cost, which I was expecting to be city. Really was expecting to be city, in which case I would smuggle it, but he goes for an overlord. I didn't understand what the overlord was for. I really don't get it. I was unhappy because, well, I don't get to smuggle anything. That's not nice. It's like he knew the smugglers was in my hand. But it was at that point where he bought the Overlord, I felt he kind of changed over to doing something different. I don't know if he planned this from the beginning, but I think he switched at that point. So here I do get to 5 again, and I have no problem taking a city here. None whatsoever, because I have 3 smugglers in the 10 cards. There are 15 cards. If he smuggles a city, I'll be happy to smuggle it back and empty the pile very quickly like that. Take in the last settlers with that haggler. I didn't want to take too many oases, but maybe oasis is better than the settlers there. I'm not sure. So haggler comes out and death guard for my opponent. So now, okay, now it's a little bit clearer what my opponent wants to do. I don't want to smuggle the death card. So he's rendered all of my smugglers useless by picking up cards that he wants, but I don't want. I don't want the Overlord. I can't smuggle the Overlord. I don't want your death card because I'm going after this city thing. And he is also going after a money heavy strategy now. So here you see conquest again, making that very clear. And I don't really want the silver, right? Because I've shown intention to go after these cities very heavily. So I didn't like that. I didn't like the pivot. I thought I would lose to what I was doing. So I decided to stick to my plan, just go after the cities here and empty them, and then I have at least a plus buy and charm. I can get more via Hagla, via the charm itself, and I should be okay. So he takes our province, whatever, that's fine. There I should have discarded the smugglers, of course, but it turned out to be fine. I mean, it didn't have to, but it turned out to be fine because I get to 5. So again, city now, and I'm gonna concentrate on getting rid of the oases to make my cities draw. Like I said at the beginning, just the draw is what I wanted from the city. I have buy, host traders, and charm. Also artificers there for some nice gain with that massive draw. So gold now for my opponent. I assume he's gonna haggle a silver with it. He could go for another death card if he wants, or horse traders. That's not crazy, but he's gonna go for that. Instead, he's not hitting province, which I'm cool with. He could have gone for conquest there, but I assume he wanted to get something out of the haggler. Um, you don't get anything if you buy conquest with haggler. So eventually he does choose to pick up a silver, which is fine, which is whatever. I'm gonna keep hitting these cities, and this is gonna go on for some time here until I empty the cities. So he has rendered my smugglers useless because um, I can't get anything with it anymore. But on the other hand, he also has kind of rendered his smugglers useless. So here I picked up 2 aces. If he smuggles one, I'm happy to smuggle one back and then maybe activate my cities, right? So we kind of have useless smugglers in the deck, so it's kind of an even trade, I feel. Passes on that turn, which I'm happy to see. So, smugglers goes down. 6 here. Could be Oasis, could be City. I decided to I thought about a second hack, but that's bad. That's bad, right? I can get that later. I need to get the cities rolling as quickly as possible here. So it should either be City or Oasis. Either be City or Oasis. The Oasis pile, is low, which is the consideration for picking up the city there. The Oasis instead of the city, just to try to activate sooner rather than later. So I do go for the Oasis, hoping to get an Oasis on my next turn, but I draw this. I draw this. So this sets me back a whole turn. A whole turn. Using Overlord as death card there to gain another province. Fine, fine, whatever. Like the death card, I didn't like either, right? Like, okay, there it happened to collide with ruins, but it doesn't have to, and then you lose your death card. Anyway, so now I am going to be able to finally activate my cities. I turned too late. That turn was like very unfortunate, and you'll see more what I'm talking about later. Finally, the draw is up, which is very good for me. Just a silver for my opponent, so not hitting province again there, which is good. I do have to be careful because there is an issue with piles. I will run the cities, of course, and the OACs are out, and Death Guard makes ruins easy to run out. So, and there's only 4 smugglers left, so I do have to be a bit conscious of that. But I do have to empty the cities here to get the plus buy rolling as well, and the coin from it will be excellent, 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 especially considering I'll have most of them. In fact, I end up having all of the cities. So 4th province for my opponent, not concerned. I have duchies, I have conquest for lots of points. So I'm not concerned about the 4th province. Maybe if he gets a 5th one, then okay. Then it's a cause for concern. But here, alright, there goes Death Guard to try to empty the ruins because he sees me emptying the cities. Again, the smugglers are useless here, so those go down for sure. And here I have a good turn, right? I'm able to see a lot of my cities and the extra buy in the horse traders with the charm here. So we will play horse traders, and I do come up with 13 and 2 buys. I choose the gain here, the gain property to gain an artificer with my city. So the play here is city gaining Artificer of Charm, haggling horse traders for an extra buy, extra money as well, and province, haggling city. So now the cities are alive. Now the cities are alive. I'm at the end of our shuffle here. If I draw well, it doesn't have to be like unreasonably well, like decently well. I should have a good turn from here and should be able to start piling up some serious points for my against my opponent here. This is not a great starting hand, but we'll see what the Oasis draws into. It could still turn out to be good. My deck is huge, there's 40 cards in it, but 10 of them are cities, 10 of them are Oases, 5 of them are settlers, 1 is an artificer. It's not a terrible deck by any means. It is big though, so that raises some issue of consistency. So 7 and 2 buys for my opponent could be double smugglers. Instead chooses Death Guard Ruins. Fine. Well, as long as I get a couple turns here, as long as I get a couple turns, I should be okay, right? I don't think he can gain 3 ruins in one turn unless he sees plus buy somewhere, or he sees his haggler, and he has 20 cards left, right? Just the one haggler. What are the chances that he sees that haggler? Right, like 1 in 4 or something, right? Low chance. I don't have a good turn here. I only see one of my cities, which is okay. If I get one more turn, I'll see 9 of them probably in the next hand. Of course, they could all be the 9 bottom cards. We don't know yet, but maybe I'll have a good turn. I see a good start here, but what are the chances? Anyways, so he rushed me out at the end there and takes game 3. So now we are 3 down. 3 down. Thanks for watching.